though, we kick it off this half an hour with that manhunt continuing in Berlin. German authorities have received hundreds of tips as they search for the suspect in the deadly truck attack. German Christmas markets have been closed as a precaution, and major U.S. cities are ramping up security in the wake of that attack. We want to bring in former Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis right now. Commissioner Davis, thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Maria.
Take us behind the curtain a bit. What do you think is going on in terms of that investigation? The assessment from your standpoint of the investigation in Germany, and what are they looking for? How do you narrow down finding that truck driver?
Well, there's a sense of urgency, I'm sure, among the investigators, because unlike regular criminals who commit a crime and then go under and try to escape, these individuals are prone, like the Tsarnaevs, to continue the attacks, to build more bombs, to do things that are going to create more havoc. So they are looking at every single possibility, cell phone usage, witnesses. But I think one of the key things here is video. They are, and I'm sure this video string that they pull will be beneficial to the investigation.
Tony?
Commissioner, this reminds me that we're never truly safe, which is terribly sad, especially when you consider Christmas season in cities like Boston and New York, a lot of families, a lot of young children walking around in a lot of these soft targets. How do departments prioritize where they're deploying assets to protect? I was struck that after this in Berlin, we're hearing, especially here in New York, how a lot more foot patrol is going to be done around these types of venues here in New York. But then at the same time, you think to yourself, wow, it feels like we've already done so much to protect our people. How much more can we do? How do you make these decisions where to deploy your manpower?
Well, Tony, they're made based upon the existing intelligence and what the threat stream is. And when something like this happens overseas, you get a high amount of reporting on it, and that brings up the issue of copycat incidents. So quite frankly, we follow the news. We pay attention to the latest developing issues around the world, and then we try to deploy people to prevent this stuff from happening.
Hey, Commissioner, it's Mike Murphy. Usually when you see a terrorist attack like this, like what happened up in Boston, you know, the police force is on top of the attackers quickly, you know, like you guys did up there. But over in Germany, it's kind of surprising to me that they're still on this manhunt and really seem like they don't have much clues. You know, they had one person, let him go. Is that worrisome at all to you?
Well, it's hard to know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and it did take us 102 hours to run these guys down. So there could be a lot of information. The reports this morning about paperwork inside the truck from a Tunisian national, that's an indication of somebody wanting them to know who did it, which makes this a little more desperate, actually. If someone is leaving behind paperwork that positively identifies them, then they want to fight. They want to be known. They want their name out there. And that raises the stakes on this issue for the officers that are pursuing these bad guys.
Commissioner, this is Rachel Campos-Duffy here. Could part of it be the German privacy laws, that they don't have as many CCTV cameras as they do, say, in England? I don't know if we have those as many here, but I know that privacy laws was something that was coming up in the news.
That is an issue, Rachel. You know, I've done work in London. That ring around the city, literally no one can come in or out without being identified. I spoke to the commissioner in London, the commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, after the attacks in the subway. He said they would not have been able to solve that case if it wasn't for the cameras. So when you have restrictions on cameras, it does hamstring the investigators. But there's a lot of mobility out there right now, a lot of private devices, and they really need to crowdsource. They need to go to the people. We received 12,500 tips in 24 hours after we asked people to send information in. That was vital in our investigation. I'm sure it would be in the German investigation as well.